Hello and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Atta Ur Rehman and I welcome you to my YouTube channel Vivid Vision. I hope all of you are doing fine and enjoying the chilly weather outside. The winter is about to set in. Dear viewers, from today we are also going to start the critique or discussion on some of the literary pieces of literature, especially if you talk about English literature. And all of these sort of videos will be in English. So if you are a student of first year or second year or even of a university student, because I'm just going to start these things, I'm just going to have some commentary on different topics or different literature pieces, or you can say that the poetry, drama, novel and things like that. All of these things will be in English, okay? The communication language that I'm going to speak, that is not going to be speak in Urdu, that will be totally spoken in English, okay? There are few of the things that you will get if you just going to watch these things, because that will not only give you good knowledge about that particular literature piece, but also your listening skills that are going to get it improved. I mean, if you have a plan to just improve your English, listening is one of the most important skill that you can actually utilize that skill to just improve or enhance your speaking power, okay? So that will give you a lot of benefit, because the whole commentary, the whole discussion that I'm going to do, that will be in English totally, okay? So the today video will be about a poem that is included in the first year syllabus. That the poem name is "Oh, Where Are You Going?" And actually it is written by W.H. Auden, a British American poet. It is a very beautiful poem because that will give you a lot of things to just think about, or to just wonder, or to just ponder on the different scenarios that we are actually facing inside. The poem is actually a dialogue, but before we actually discuss this poem, you can just go through this piece of literature. I hope you have gone through these things, the piece of literature, the poetry, "Oh, Where Are You Going" by W.H. Auden. It's a very beautiful poem, as I've told you, that this poem is actually a dialogue between the two persons, two imaginary persons. Actually, these two persons are inside us. The one personality, or the one aspect of our personality, that is a coward or a timid sort of personality that we have in ourselves, and the other aspect of the personality is bold and courageous sort of personality. The reader and the writer, the two personification, or the two what is called personified character that the poet has actually introduced in his master class, that are actually representing the two aspects of our personality, and all the battle that we are actually facing, the reader and the writer. Reader is representing the timid personality that we actually existing in ourselves, and the writer is representing the bold personality that we actually having in ourselves. Reader is a symbolic representation of pessimism, naumidi, you can say it, right? And writer is a symbolic representation of optimism, that is called puromidi in Urdu, okay? So these are the two clashes, or the dialogue that is being done in the poem throughout. A writer is a personality which is actually a representation of a person who is some sort of a risk taker. I mean, if he is doing something, he is doing with a brave heart, he will do it at any cost. And reader is a personality, or a representation of the personality, that will always passive in his activities, in his decision, and he is not playing a active role all the time, and he is totally full of confusion, full of apprehensions, and full of disturbance all the time. And the personality of the writer is a sort of personality who is actually ready to face the criticism from the people, who is actually ready to face the failures and whatever the thing that is coming in his way. As we see in the summary of the poem, that writer is going somewhere. He actually has a plan to just go outside of his house, and the reader is actually terrifying him by giving him a lot of reason that not to go outside. He will say that there are so many things, for example the smell, for example the what is called the caves and the other thing that are waiting for you in your way, and you are going to get it done with the failure or with the death of your personality, because there are so many diseases are waiting for you in the roadway or in the path or in the way, you can say it, right? But the rider, in spite of all these apprehension that the reader is giving to the rider is ready to do whatever that he has planned to do. So this sort of personality is required in our society. These sorts of personalities are required in our society, so that just to make a good amount of the people, because the readers are so many in our society. You can say that 95% of our people, they are the reader. They are actually the herd people. They are following the trend, they are following whatever their parents are telling to them, they are following whatever their society is telling to them, and they are not actually realizing themselves that what they are actually for. And the sort of personality the rider has, he is something that courageous, he is something that bold, optimist, whatever that is Quran says to us, that wala tahinu wala tahzanu, that do not lose hope and do not be sad, and always be happy, always be courageous, and you just have to do whatever that you just have to plan to do. So in these things there are some failures that of course that is a part of the life, but you can say that you cannot say that after facing some failure you can just lose your heart. So these are the things that actually the messages that this poem is replete or full of, these sort of messages, that courageous messages that indirectly W.H. Auden is giving us. He says to us that we should do something for ourselves, for our society, in spite of the fact that there will be lot of failures, that will be lot of people who will criticize to us, but in spite of all these things we should have to just to do whatever that we have planned to do. So I hope that the commentary, that the interpretation that we have made in this poem, it is going to help